Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Clueless Capitalist, where we discover interesting startups, interview founders, and help you become less clueless with angel investing. My name is Razi.
And I'm Osman. Welcome to The Clueless Capitalist.
In this episode, we are speaking to PulseTech. So, PulseTech is Bangladesh's #1 B2B e-commerce platform for retail pharmacies. And we have the co-founder and CEO of PulseTech, Kazi, who's joining us for the episode. Welcome to the episode, Kazi.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Osman, maybe before we start, you can tell us a little bit about Kazi and him getting into cohort 10.
This goes back a long time, actually, when we did the first Startup Bangladesh Summit. And I believe, Kazi, you did a 1-minute pitch to the team at Accelerating Asia in Bangladesh, and you won that contest. And it was still very early days at that time, and this is what I really like about the tenacity of the founders that we come across in Bangladesh, particularly the fact that they didn't immediately come into any of the cohorts at Accelerating Asia. They worked at their business, they built it, they got the traction that they needed, and then they applied. So it's really great to see from that early beginning where we listened to that immediate pitch and we really liked it, and we just kept track of what the team was doing. And this is where they are now. They've got good traction, they've got good capability, and they're in the current cohort here at Accelerating Asia.
It's great to join this cohort 10 with Accelerating Asia. As Osman mentioned, it was last year in July. We participated in one of the pitch competition by Osman and Amra at ShopUp office, and I was lucky enough to win the competition. But on the same year, last year, we were selected in the Accelerating Asia cohort 9. Yeah, we have been working really hard to build our company, extend ourselves and growth, and this year it paid off. And this is our third time applying for the cohort, and finally got the chance to get in. And it's been an amazing journey for Accelerating Asia, sitting in Accelerating Asia. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, and just let me reiterate for any of the founders that are applying, they apply. We have like 700 or 800 applications per cohort, and we go through a lot of effort to filter and pick the startups that are coming in. It's really difficult to do that. And therefore, we always encourage founders not to be disheartened or to give up, because it doesn't mean that you're a bad founder or a bad startup. It's just that the competition in each round is really, really, really high. And I can't begin to explain how much effort goes into actually meeting every single founder, trying to understand what they do, and trying to evaluate them in comparison to a very high caliber of potential intake. So it's good that you actually kept on trying, because it's eventually paid off. And we encourage all founders to do that. If they want to get the benefit of the program, then they should keep on applying and not give up.
Okay, let's go into your pitch deck, Kazi, and then we can get the questions going afterwards.
Hi everyone, I'm Kazi, the CEO and co-founder of PulseTech. We are Bangladesh's #1 wholesale e-commerce platform for retail pharmacies. Today I'm going to share a story of one of our active customers. This is Abdul. He has been running a retail pharmacy here in Central Dhaka for the last 10 years. So every day, Abdul deals with over 300 customers, 4,000 products, and 30 to 40 sales reps. And he used to do it all on paper. And this ungraded process leads him to source authentic products at 5 to 9% higher cost and lose around 20 hours weekly due to inefficient operation. But with our solution, Abdul can source authentic product, manage the inventory, and track all his transactions in a hassle-free digital environment. And in just 6 months, with 12% month-over-month growth, his sales are up by $1,000. Our B2B wholesale e-commerce, Medbox, enables Abdul to source authentic products at a competitive price, increasing his profitability. And our Medipos software, a pharmacy management software, helps him streamline his entire operation, savings hours every week. And we made it very simple for Abdul. He pays us a monthly subscription fee, and we keep a margin on every product he sources from our platform. And like Abdul, there are over 230,000 retail pharmacies just in Bangladesh running the $4.3 billion retail pharma sector. And as an early sign of our product market fit, we have already onboarded 5,000 of these pharmacies in less than 12 months. And with 30% month-over-month growth, we are on track to generate $2.5 million annual revenue just this year, and we are barely scratching the surface. Next year, we plan to onboard another 10,000 pharmacies and reach $10 million annual revenue and launch our most requested product, embedded financing. For this, we have already received a proposal from a prominent bank in Bangladesh. That's not it. Like Bangladesh, this retail pharma distribution problem exists everywhere in South Asia, a market that represents $34 billion, while we plan to expand in the next 5 to 7 years. Me and my co-founder, actually, we have been working for the pharmaceutical and the tech industry for over 25 years combined. I'm a second-time founder and have worked with several pharmaceutical companies developing their enterprise solution. And my co-founder has been leading his own pharmaceutical company here in Bangladesh, who just went IPO in July. This year, we are raising a $500,000 pre-seed round, and we have already closed $300,000 of this round from angels and VC. In the next 12 months, we want to utilize this capital and reach our $10 million goal and become cash flow positive. And we have already onboarded and selected by Excel in Asia for this. Thank you.
Thank you for running us through the pitch deck, Kazi. But before we go into the questions, I want to know what's the origin story. So you did mention that your second-time founder, your co-founder, has brought a pharma company IPO. So I want to hear a bit of the origin story, how you got started, how did you guys meet? So if you could shed a little bit of light on that.
It's a very interesting experience for us, actually. For my previous startup, we used to develop enterprise softwares for many industries, and pharmaceuticals actually were one of our core customer base for my previous. So me and Arefin, we actually worked on a common project for this pharmaceutical company back in 2018, and while we were working, our project was related to the retail pharmacies. We are creating a sales solution for them, how to make it easier. So while working with him, it just connected because as he has been leading his pharma company, he has seen the problem firsthand. And I have also realized the problem from other pharmaceutical company aspect, that how difficult it is for them to distribute their product. There are no distributors in Bangladesh. All the pharma company does the distribution by themselves. So back then we started talking, if we can do something together, how can we make it easier for the pharmacies and the pharma companies to solve this problem. And in 2020, we had another meeting and decided that this is something we want to do. And my previous company was doing well, so I can exit from there at the end of 2020. And at the beginning of 2021, we started PulseTech, working for the retail pharmacies to make a solution that can actually change the way this operation works. And our first commercial launch was April 2021, after 1 year, because we took another around 9 months to develop our solution, talking to our customers, getting feedbacks, and it took off. But it took a lot of iterations before finding the product that customers actually like.
And just before we go into any detailed questions about the product and the solution and the market, tell me a bit more about your co-founder's recent exit. What was that in? Where did he exit? Where did he IPO? Do you have any detail on that?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. So his pharmaceutical company is actually his family business. His father started it 28 years ago. In 1996, I believe. After completing my co-founder, after completing his bachelor's from Australia, he came back and took over the lead of his business since 2012. So they started working on the IPO project since 2019, and they just went IPO this year. So it was a $10 million IPO with a market cap of $52 million, I believe. But it was a record-breaking IPO, by the way, in terms of the number of applicants applied for this IPO. So for $10 million worth of IPO, I think $240 million worth of applications were submitted to get the shares. So it was a record-breaking IPO for last 50 years. So and my co-founder was the one who led the IPO team from his side.
And this IPO, was this on the Bangladesh stock market?
Yes, it was in Bangladesh stock market.
Okay, got it. I mean, and this is something that I think any angel investors who are looking at this video and reviewing some of the past videos, some of the things that you want to look at for a green flag is background in the industry. Are you experienced? Have you done previous startups before, and have you had successful exits? And this is something that you could talk about as potentially as the green flags. Your co-founder's already in the industry. He understands the pharmaceutical market. He's taken a family business. Okay, it's not a startup in the traditional sense, but he's taken that to IPO. And that gives you a very clear understanding of how, if you're an angel investor, is there a path to profitability? Is there a path to an exit for you as an investor? And these are green flags that you would typically look at. So yeah, good. That's good to know. Kazi, in terms of the technology stack and your traction, just walk us through a little bit more detail about where you started from, what you're doing now, and how that solution has evolved to where you are now.
At the very early stage, we thought about working with a pharmacy management software. That was our first product that we launched. And the reason for us to decide on the pharmacy management software, as I mentioned in my page, that there are over 230,000 retail pharmacies in Bangladesh, and less than 2% of these pharmacies use any kind of software to manage the inventory, sales, purchase, and everything. And that's why we started working with them, because before providing a solution that is tech-based, you need to have a platform that can enable you to solve this problem for them. So yeah, that's the first solution for us. We call it MediPulse. It's a pharmacy management software, a SaaS-based online application. We have started providing this software to the pharmacies in April 2022. But at the early stage, we did face a lot of challenges. We got to understand why only 2% of the pharmacies use any kind of software, because the market, it operates differently. One of the major challenge for us is the memorizing habit of pharmacy owners or customers. So pharmacy owners tend to memorize everything, all the products they have in their shelf. So they weren't very much interested of getting into software, managing the software. And also another challenge was around 99.2% of the pharmacies are mom and pop size pharmacies. There are not many chain shops in Bangladesh. So for them, they have only 1 or 2% working in their pharmacies, not many space there to keep a computer or operate anything. So they weren't very interested of getting into software. And while talking to them, one of the easiest way and key point for us to penetrate the market was to offer them more services within the same platform. And that's where we iterate to our wholesale e-commerce. So we launched our wholesale e-commerce platform. We call it MedBox. So we launched the wholesale e-commerce in June 2022 after 3 months of the launch of the initial product. So that actually helped us onboard customers very easily with a very small amount of CAC every month. So after launching the product of wholesale e-commerce platform, what we realized that we have competitors here, but most competitors don't work with pharmaceutical companies directly. That's a big problem for those competitors. So that's something we try to explore from ourselves. We try to expand from ourselves, and that actually helped us onboard new customers, more customers very easily in a very short period of time. And in terms of technology stack, we have been using Laravel to develop our backend solutions and AngularJS for our front end. And we try to keep all our softwares in a very scalable way so that whenever more customer comes in, we don't have any problem expanding our solutions to them. And so far, our NPS for the wholesale e-commerce application has been really good compared to our competitors. We have taken a lot of interviews, a lot of feedback from our customers, try to build it that way. Echo on that, while we started on the software first, and we have been doing that software so far, is in order to understand the market demand and the market trends, we need to have a solution in the market that can give us real-time data. So to give an example, right now our SaaS solution actually allows us to understand the real-time market trends. So we can say which product is performing how much in which area. That's something our software actually enables us to do.
Okay, so I mean, some of these things have really triggered a number of questions now. So you've got the MediPulse, you've got MediBox, and your customer base, there's a large number of mom and pop pharmacies. So you brought up this point yourself, the customer acquisition cost. With a mom and pop shop, you're having to go out to every mom and pop shop and basically ask them to use technology, and you're having to spend time to acquire them. Can you tell me just a little bit more about your customer acquisition cost and how you're trying to manage that cost and bring it down?
our go-to-market strategy, first of all, we have our own direct sales team who goes to these pharmacies and onboard them to use our solution. So at the early stage, only for the software part, our CAC was really high because we have to follow up a customer, and our lead time to convert a customer to an active users was around 2 months. But after we launched our wholesale e-commerce platform, our customer acquisition got really easier. So to give an example, each salesperson every day can onboard up to 15 pharmacies to our wholesale e-commerce platform, because the demand is very high. Because every day pharmacies are buying product, and by using our application, it makes their life very much easier, as they can order and they can buy all the pharma company product in a single platform. And another important factor was we were increasing their profit level by 3% at least. So as they're earning more money, saving more money using our applications, customers were prone to use our solution very easily. And by onboarding 15 pharmacies a day, our customer acquisition cost went from $35 for the software part to less than $1 for the wholesale account. So we have iterated our customer acquisition planning. After that, we started onboarding customers to our wholesale e-commerce platform and then converting them into a software user, which was much easier for them as they were using our solution already.
Wow, that's an amazing story, right? So let me just understand that you've taken your CAC from $35 to $1. Is that right?
Yeah, to $1.
That's phenomenal. And this is a type of story that when we're looking at founder and a startup, we're looking to see a number of things: customer acquisition costs coming down, lifetime value going up. And in a SaaS environment, what you're looking at is minimal churn because of the cost of acquisition. You want that to come down, but you also want to retain that customer. So that's going to be my next question in terms of lifetime value and retention. And how is that looking, and how are you tracking those metrics?
So this is another interesting fact about pharmaceutical industry and our industry actually. So our churn rate at the early stage was around 8 to 12% at very early stage. One of the major reasons we found that because of the customer churning was that we kept our SaaS software subscription fee at very low. So our one-time sign-up fee was $50 and monthly subscription fee was $5. And then we realized that with some kind of signal and some initial motivation, customers were buying our software or subscribing to our software, but they're not using it for over 3 months. So what we did, as we are onboarding our customers to our wholesale e-commerce platform, then we increased our subscription fee for the software. We doubled it actually. We doubled it. Our sign-up fee, we made it $100, and our monthly subscription fee went from $5 to $10. So after we increased the subscription fee, we were able to find out our ICP is very strong. So the pharmacies were subscribing to our software, they're more prone to use the solution as they're more interested in actual users rather than just one-time sign-up users. And by using that, our CLTV from 3 months or 4 months, it went up to 15 months right now. And very interestingly, most of the customers for the SaaS solution, they subscribe for a whole year at the very early stage. And they pay the subscription fee for 1 whole year. So from 3 months, the software subscription users went to 15 months. And for the wholesale e-commerce platform, we monitor cohort analysis, because most of the customers, they ordered, they don't order, then they order again. So rather than doing churn analysis, we do cohort analysis with them. And after doing a 12-month cohort analysis, we have seen that we have a customer retention rate of 93% from our wholesale e-commerce platform.
Wow, and that's amazing. So this is a really powerful story, and from a SaaS perspective, it's really, really important to understand this, because lots of people don't. You can subscribe a customer and then they may not use it. When I was working in a SaaS company, one of the things that we really had to make sure of was a customer will subscribe and then they won't use the platform for whatever reason. Then when it came to renewal, they just wouldn't renew because they're not getting any value from it. But here you're actually tracking usage, and you're tracking how involved they are, and you're trying to pick the ideal customer persona of who would likely use your platform. In other industries, what they do is that they have customer success, where once the sale is done, they have somebody come in from within the company to help onboard that customer to get them to use it in their normal day-to-day operational environment. Because the more they use it, the more dependent they become on it, and then it becomes an essential part of their operational infrastructure, their standard operating procedure. So these are all really, really good things. You mentioned NPS, so just walk me through what that NPS score looks like and how that's tracking.
For NPS tracking, we mostly use our customer feedbacks. To give you an example, after each and every delivery that we make, we get a feedback from our customer. It's a 5-star raised feedback. How efficient was it? Whether they got all the products they ordered or not? How was the timing of the delivery and everything? And our average NPS rate on those customer feedback is around 9.1% so far, which is a very good case that we try to keep on, because every order placed, we track it starting from morning of the day to end of the day until it's delivered. So it's 9.1% as we speak, comparing last 10 months of data.
Okay. And just for anybody who doesn't understand, NPS is your Net Promoter Score. Anything above an 8 usually is very good, and anything below that is a detractor. Even if they're saying, yeah, you're okay and I'll give you a 7, that actually isn't very good, and you want something in that 8 and 9 area to actually prove that you're actually getting somebody who's a real advocate for your business and will not just use the software but promote it to other people, and that's what the Net Promoter Score is really trying to measure. And in well-run organizations, so this is just in general, not with startups, but in well-run organizations, a Net Promoter Score is incumbent on everybody, right? So, I mean, I've worked in telco, and we used to have engineers who would just openly say, no, I'm not going to do that. That's not good. I don't want to do it. And sometimes that would impact the customer, and they didn't care because it was like, oh, that's just too much work. I'm not going to do it. But if you introduce Net Promoter Score into everybody's objective, like you will get a bonus at the end of the year. But if the Net Promoter Score is below 8, you don't get that bonus. Suddenly you find that people are motivated to work to improve the customer experience. Project managers would typically turn around to me and say, oh, you haven't included this within your scope of work. I'm not going to do that. You're going to have to go back to the customer and ask them for more money. And all that does is it annoys the customer, it makes them upset, and the project manager doesn't care. That's your problem, not mine. Whereas if they're on a Net Promoter Score metric, suddenly it's like, here's our problem, how can we fix it? Because I don't want the customer to be upset. And if you're doing this within a large organization or a small organization, that NPS score, if it's passed down to everybody in their mind, is thinking, if I upset this customer, if I don't deliver what is right for the customer, I'm going to end up with an unhappy customer, and they're going to detract from the NPS score, and it's going to hurt my own pocket. So it's an interesting way to look at NPS and how it's actually cascaded through. And there are often times when people say, I can't do anything because it's a sales job. Actually, it's not. Everybody in an organization is a salesperson, whether they know it or they don't. And an NPS score is meant to drive that behavior, drive the right behavior to support the company and deliver a good customer experience.
Kazi, I wanted to ask, from the 3,300 customers that you have, right, how many of these are from your co-founder's company? Like, what is your co-founder's company's name, and how many pharmacies do you guys have across the country?
So my co-founded company name is Techno Drugs Limited. They are a pharmaceutical manufacturing company. I think they have a customer base they sell their product to around 15,000 or 20,000 pharmacies. I don't know the exact number. But currently, PulseTech, we only operate in Dhaka, in the capital of Bangladesh. And Techno Drugs, co-founder Arefin's company, they basically operate all over Bangladesh. So from our over 5,000 pharmacies as of now, we are serving. Our 5,000 pharmacies in Dhaka region, I'd say All of them, I think all of them buy product from Techno Drugs products as well. And mostly they buy from us right now. For Dhaka, Techno Drugs products are mostly distributed to us. But these 5,000 customers, actually, Pulsetech and Netbox, we acquire them separately. It doesn't have to do with my Arefins or my co-founders' pharmaceutical company.
There's a graphic in your homepage on the website, right, which shows how Mediboss and Medbox operate. So if you could share your screen and just run us through that graphic on the homepage, because I want to know, like, for Mediboss, like, what is the subscription fee like? I think you mentioned $10 a month. And then for Medbox, what kind of revenue does that generate? So on your homepage there was something. Yeah, so you can explain to us, like, how does this all work? How does Mediboss, Medbox work? Plus, what kind of contribution do they have to your revenues?
This screen actually shows the operational workflow of Medbox, our wholesale e-commerce platform. So we provide Mediboss to the pharmacies to help them manage their operation. And Mediboss is a POS solution, point of sale software, basically. So the pharmacies are able to track their sales, purchase, profit, and everything in Mediboss. And Medbox is a wholesale e-commerce platform which is built in and integrated with Mediboss. These two solutions are basically a single application right now. So this used to be two separate softwares, but we have combined them in a single platform. And we have a web version where pharmacies can use the solution in their laptop or computer, and we have a mobile version which they can use their mobile application, any kind of cell phone, smartphone they have. So the way it works, whenever a pharmacy subscribe to wholesale e-commerce platform, they browse through the products in our catalog and they order it in the same platform. And they can see how many orders they made. They can see what order is pending and coming to them. That's basically the wholesale e-commerce. And within the same platform, they can also track the sales, purchase, inventory, profit. Combinedly, one solution that our software can provide them is that when they maintain their own inventory in the same application, that application can actually trigger alerts for them that this product is out of quantity, out of order, or this product doesn't have enough quantity in their inventory. And with a single click, they can order the same product from us. So that they can do because it's an integrated solution. And the way the workflow works is that whenever we get the order, we basically keep a very small amount of inventory in our own warehouse. Around 30% of our entire sales goes from our own warehouse, and 70% we buy in real time. So the order comes in, we buy the product from the pharmaceutical company, and we make the delivery to the pharmacies.
So this means that once the pharmacy starts using your solution, sort of they're locked in, right?
Kind of. They're locked in. We don't say that they're locked in, but we try to make it a habit for them to use our solution to run their business.
Got it. From our conversations with other founders in Bangladesh who are working in the healthcare and in the medical space, right? They always talk about the issue with fake medicines that are flooding the market. So do you guys have something on your pharmacies at the door or somewhere within that say this pharmacy is powered by Pulsetech, which then becomes an assurance that all the medicines that are available here are going to be genuine, authentic, and will deliver the benefit that they're supposed to deliver?
That's a very interesting aspect and idea that we are working on. We have been already doing this. So to give an example about the counterfeit product. So the market in Bangladesh, out of the $4.3 billion market, around $400 million every year counterfeit product circulates within the pharmacies and the customers. Even just 4 months back, there was a huge wave of insulin product which were expired or not up to the mark in the market. Even my own mom somehow got exposed to one insulin product that didn't work on her, and that's mostly because of the secondary market that we have. We have a physical market here called Midford. This is secondary wholesale market where pharmacies go to buy product from, and that is the main entry point of counterfeit products. And a lot of our competitors, they buy product from the secondary market and sell it to the pharmacies because of the wholesale price and the lower price. And one of the main agendas for us, for our company, to avoid that market, we work with the pharmaceutical company directly and use our network to build that relationship. And in our solution, with our software, whenever someone subscribes to our solution and our product and buy product from us, we do use a branding branding that probably Razi, you were in Bangladesh, Osman, you were in Bangladesh, probably you had it from other founders as well. That we have a pharmacy chain, a pharmacy network, or a brand or something that was developed by the government was saying that modern pharmacy. The government actually decided to open modern pharmacies. If you maintain a certain standard, you get to call yourself a modern pharmacy. So we also started building an own brand and own name of this, but we call it a smart pharmacy. So whoever uses our solution or buy from our product, we give them a sticker and a branding on their pharmacy. It says that this is a smart pharmacy, while products are maintained in their actual life cycles. There are no expired products there, and they buy products through authentic channels. That's something we are building. We already have in the market from
very nice. So that's very interesting, right? So if I was going to be buying something from a pharmacy and I see a smart pharmacy versus one that doesn't have that particular branding, I'll probably go to the smart pharmacy. Then I'm just curious to know, maybe have you tracked for a pharmacy that becomes a smart pharmacy, have you tracked whether or not there's a growth in its sales because of the fact that it has this particular tag on it?
Indeed. To build on that, what I said, another thing that we are doing interestingly, in Bangladesh, most of the pharmacies mom and pop size, right? And they don't use any kind of apron, which is very common practice that pharmacists should wear an apron that we see out in other part of the world. So another marketing attempt from us is that we provide aprons from whoever uses our solution. So the pharmacies who are our customers, they everywhere wear an apron. That actually gives a sense of awareness to the owner, the pharmacist, also to the customers who ever come into their pharmacy. So yeah, those pharmacies who use our software, our medical software, we have seen on average 12% month-over-month sales growth in their application, that in the pharmacies that we have monitored through our software.
That's very interesting. Yeah, I think that's interesting to know. It's like making them a lot more professional, like professionalizing the whole thing, differentiating them from the others, and also giving them that sense of ownership. Curious, interestingly, also in your slide, you didn't have a competitor sort of matrix where you show where you are versus where your competitors are. Over the course of the past few years, we have met other OS companies that are powering pharmacies, right? So I just wanted to know, like, in terms of this space, how are you guys positioned versus the competitors?
We do have our competitive slide, but deck that I showed you, it's a 3-minute deck. That's why I didn't into that. If it's okay with you, can I share our competitive slide?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I have it right here. So our competition slide looks like this, actually. So this is our competitive slide. This is where PulseTech is. We try to monitor it in an X and Y axis. So we have B2B wholesale e-commerce platform in Bangladesh. For that, we have other players like Calculus, we have Remedy, Hero Health, who do the wholesale e-commerce part, wholesale e-commerce application. And for the SaaS solution, we have other companies like MediaSoft, MySoft, Sonali IT. These are the companies who provide B2B SaaS-based POS solution for them. But PulseTech, we are the only one right now operating in the market who provide this combinedly in the same platform. There's no one else doing this. And apart from the other company, these competitors, we have some other individual, brokers, I would say, who basically go to the wholesale market, buy the product, and goes back to his area and sell the product to the pharmacies. That process is completely on paper based. There is no software or anything. And the reason we compare with these wholesale e-commerce platforms and softwares, they have been in the market for quite some time, but the way we have been penetrating the market in terms of networking with the government agencies as well as the pharmaceutical companies, PulseTech is the only one doing the business like the way we do, like this way.
Thank you for sharing that.
The thing that every investor wants to know is how much you're raising, what's your minimum ticket, and when are you closing that round?
So currently we have raised $500,000 in our pre-seed round. Since last April, we have been completely bootstrapped. Me and my co-founder Arefin, we have invested around $450,000 of our own fund in PulseTech, within PulseTech. So out of this $500,000 pre-seed round, we have already closed $300,000 so far, and planning to close this round by within next 2 months. And as a third initiator, as our lead investor, We are a lead investor. We are very hopeful that we'll be able to close it much sooner than these 2 months. With this investment, pre-seed round investment, we actually plan to reach our annual revenue to $10 million in the next 12 months and become cash flow positive by next February or March.
What's the minimum ticket? What's the minimum check size? No, I was asking.
The minimum ticket size?
What's the minimum check size? Yeah.
Okay. For the minimum ticket size, we have kept it up to $50,000 right now, $50,000 USD. As we are doing our pre-seed round, we want to more selected and at least a good number of not very big number of investors to keep the capital easier and follow through. And we are also, another important note, I think most of the investors would like to know, is that we are also raising in safe round right now. So we'll be converting this safe in our seed of next round.
10 million ARR, is that GMV or is that actual revenue?
That's going to be our GMV, the GMV, and the $10 million ARR is going to be our GMV.
Okay. And what type of margins are you making, just out of, just to clarify that point?
Absolutely. So currently our margin is around 13%, including the SaaS subscription fee and the product that we sell, combining these two, 13%. But by next year, in next 12 months, by the time we reach our $10 million in revenue, our margin will be near to 18 to 20% margin. Yeah.
Okay. What would be driving that revenue increase? Is that because you're getting discounts from your suppliers, or is it because you're becoming more efficient?
Currently, the way we are sourcing our products and the margin that we can keep is around 16%. But as we are acquiring new customers, trying to grab new market over our competitors, we are giving a little bit more flexibility to our pharmacies. One key point will be in decreasing the amount of percentage that we give to our pharmacies, because we don't want to be in the discount game in the long run, because that doesn't work. There can always be someone else who has more money than us and win the market. So currently we are also already working on a few experiments to change that behavior to customer loyalty programs rather than discount programs. And another thing is that, as I mentioned, there are few products that we have launched and we are trying to launch in the market in the next 1 or 2 months that will be our own products, or will be the only sole distributor in Bangladesh in this kind of platform. So those products actually has a margin of 25 to 30% on each consignment. So that will actually balance our revenue margin and increase it up to 20% by next year, end of next year.
Yeah. So I was going to ask, what's the valuation cap?
Currently, the valuation cap is $3 million post-money valuation. So another aspect I would like to say from our side is that we are at $2.5 million GMV right now, about to become cash flow positive within next quarter. Still, the reason we went after a higher valuation or something like that is because we are more focused on building a sustainable business, building a good business, because we believe that if we can build a strong business with strong growth and a strong revenue background, the valuation and the investors can actually help us increase our valuation and get to the mark that we need to be. So we're more focused on building a good version of the business rather than going after the valuation.
Thank you, Kazi, for joining us for this episode and sharing about all the exciting things that you are doing with PulseTech. And we are looking forward to your success in the coming years and all the exciting products and all the impact you're going to make in the market.
Thank you so much. Same here. Looking forward to working with you guys in the future as well.
Yeah, and for everyone who's watching, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And if you enjoyed the episode, please share it with other investors and other founders who might get inspired by Kazi's journey.